Hey guys, so I'm here with another video. So today's topic is going to be how they program you to be poor. And yes sir, for the people in the back, understand this video is based upon how they program you to be poor. Now pause for a second. I know y'all wonder, like, what are you doing? This is just me speaking, and for those who wonder what I'm doing, I know I do a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration, but I want to do something different, something that I'm passionate about, which is entrepreneurship too, because I am an entrepreneur. So I'm going to spread knowledge, wealth, and just having a rich mentality in entrepreneurship. As quiet as kept, I go to it too as well. So I just want to address the elephant in the room. We're going to get directly into it. But before we go any further, leave a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel. And I want to get into this. Understand this. They have programmed us to be poor. They programmed us to be broke. They programmed us to not want to believe in yourself, without realizing that if you invest into yourself, you'll be able to have I'm sorry if I said this first. Until you get a job. You heard grandma say get a job, you heard mama say get a job. You heard everybody say get a job. Even your siblings get jobs. And you go quite far on jobs. And then you become dependent on jobs, which is one of the most devastating things you can do. The reason being because that job has a cap on it, it has limitations, and that job does not care about you. I mean, we see it firsthand with the pandemic. We're seeing it with COVID-19. They will drop you like a bad habit. So understand this, they have told you to get a job. So are you saying that jobs are bad and we shouldn't have jobs? It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I want you to understand exactly what I mean. Is if you got your job, work on your job, allow that to pay your bills, but you need to develop some type of skill. You have to develop some type of business, something that you can do that can bring in some extra revenue, right? A lot of times, a lot of people get so strung out on these jobs where they get home, they're tired. They can't even work on what they want to work on. They can't even fulfill their own business ideas. Why? Because their job is taking up all their time, all their energy. So they don't have any time or energy to put into their business. So understand that you probably grew up and people told you that a job is the only way. Understand? There's some people who have great jobs, great careers. I'm not saying that you can't be successful from a job, right? Because there's some corporate positions, there's some jobs that will pay you a lot, especially if you don't have any kids. If you're making 70, 80K, 90K a year, you're balling. Even if you're making 60K, no kids, you're still living a really great life as long as you live in a great lifestyle. But all I'm saying is, you want to be open-minded to, you work your job, but building something else on the side where you can bring in some extra revenue, right? So that's the first way that they have programmed you to be poor and not have much money, not have much wealth. You put in your time, you put in your energy, you put in your legacy, you put your name, your reputation behind all this. Now think about this, COVID-19, everybody was dropping like a bad habit. So it's the same thing. All I'm simply saying is work your job and build something else on the side and build it so big where you can alleviate your job. But that's not the only way to build wealth. So understand that. So the second thing, number two, guys, the programming, it's going to be this. They train you to pay everyone else first. They have trained you to pay everyone else first. So exactly what does that look like? So they train you to pay your bills, And I'm not saying don't pay your bills, don't take care of your kids. I'm not saying that, but they trained you to pay these bills. Pay these AC bills, pay this bill, car note, insurance, rent. They have trained you into paying these things, but when it comes to you, you lack. You haven't even bought yourself $10 coffee or building up your wealth in terms of being able to invest in you. So that's one thing that they've done that you got to realize that, and you have to understand that they train you to pay everyone else, but you don't pay yourself. You still want your car, don't you? They instill so much fear where you're like, whoa, let me pay this person. And then you look back, and then you don't have anything. And then it's an ongoing cycle where you pay everybody out, and then they look at you, and you keep doing it, and you keep wondering why you don't have any wealth, why don't you have any money, why are you still in poverty, why are you poor? And that's one of the reasons why they've trained you to pay everyone else first. Did y'all know that all millionaires, automatic millionaire, y'all gotta read it, but did y'all know all millionaires pay themselves first? Like, they're not worried about paying this person, paying that person. They pay themselves first. So develop a habit of paying yourself first, whether it's 100 a week, whether it's 50 a week, it really don't matter. Even if you pay yourself $20 a week, just get in that habit of paying you first. You'll have a business account, have some money deposited into your personal checkers. That's how you pay yourself. So understand the importance of actually paying yourself first and not paying everyone else. With that being said, we'll go to the next one. This is 3. The third reason on how they program you to be poor. Somehow, we've been trained to spend it before we get it. We spend it before we get it. We don't even, we about to get a check for $500. That's all we know. And then what we start doing is, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that, I wanna get this, I wanna get that. And we just keep on going on and on and on and on and on to where every time we get our check, it's already gone. We have this thing where it's like, spend it before we get it. In actuality, we should invest it, or we should actually save it before we start spending it. Allocate some of your funds to a savings account or some stocks. Allocate funds to something that's going to act like an asset for us instead of spending it on straight liabilities. And we do that bad, especially as a culture. So we have to start allocating funds to a savings or some type of investment account, something that's going to help us out in the future versus spending it all on liabilities. We're going into fast food, spending it on tobacco, spending it on alcohol, and those are all liabilities. And it's already money spent before we even get it. But I need you to understand, I need you to plan to allocate the money in certain areas that's going to help you build, right? Instead of, I'm finna plan to go to a New York game, or I'm about to plan to go to a Falcon game. Understand, I've been a part of 2 renovations on this block. And that's Camargo and that's Montgomery. So I plan to allocate and invest in this program myself to be a part of the community and not in debt. You know, you got to think about how they train you to be in debt. You got to think about that. Student loans, consumer debt, cars, financing cars, which is very unnecessary. Why not buy a car full out? Now, I know people are like, I know they have different scenarios, different situations, so I understand that. We'll get into that in a whole nother video. But by and large, what I'm saying is we want to keep that debt down. As soon as we graduate from high school, what do we do? Go to college. When we don't get a job in our career field, now we sit here and look crazy with a whole bunch of college student loan debt. $100, $100,000, $300,000. dollars in school on debt with no job, with a career. I mean, it's a vicious cycle. So, so they train us to stay in debt. That's how they keep those shackles on us. Just imagine when you was working your job and you get one of those nice fat checks, and then you realize, I gotta pay this bill, credit card bill, I gotta pay this car payment. It's like all your hard work is going to a bill. Listen, drop in the comments and say you ready for that to stop. Claim it. If you're going through this, it seems like your problems are so much bigger than your paycheck. Your problems are so much bigger than your paycheck, and you're trying to figure out how and where the money's going. You want to make more money? You got to cut down that debt. Cut down the debt. And that's what they've done. They trained us by the time you're 25, 26, 27, 30, 40, 50. You already got you in the hole $100,000. Of course, it's a no-brainer for you to be behind. They already got you for $100,000. But when you cut that debt, that's why you're able to play ball. You don't have to play defense anymore. Now you can play offense. And that's the side that you want to get on. So understand that. Let me get to the last one. A lot of us are living beyond our means. Let me repeat myself. A lot of us are living beyond our means. Understand this. Let's just say we're making $40,000 a year. Why do we have a rent that's $2,000 a month? Why do we have a Mercedes Benz? Why are we going out to eat every single day? Why are we spending unnecessary money on liabilities? Why? Making $70,000 a year, and you got a rent that's $2,000 a month, and you go out to eat every day. Depending on what you eat, where you talking about eating? We ain't talking about going out here and eating hibachi every day. I'm not saying that Root Chris every day, but what I am saying is you want to do whatever you do in moderation in terms of your living circumstances. So if you're sitting here making $40,000 a year, there's no reason for you to be living that way. You don't make the money that way. So you have to live within or below your means. So a millionaire would definitely tell you to live below your means. But I understand some people don't want to make that sacrifice. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but what I will say, at least live within your means. You have it bad.
Uh-oh, Noah, you're in trouble. You better sit down.
We're buying a whole bunch of liabilities. That's not. So you want to invest your money into assets. I think understand what I'm saying is this is how they program us to remain, bro. This is how they program us. A lot of us, we look at the television, we look at artists, we look at what rappers got, what this person got, and then we start trying to copy and live their lifestyle when they make 10 times more than us. And then what we do is we start going in even more debt, even deeper debt, because we're trying to look like the Joneses. Just keep up with the Joneses. Listen, you'll get rich. It is very possible. You got 12-year-old millionaires. But first, you have to be able to create yourself an asset or some passive income and create money that's going to come recurring every single month. Once you find out how to do that, now you'll be able to alleviate the stress and alleviate financial stress. Financial stress is unnecessary. These are third world problems. Why do we have to worry about changing the time? Why should we worry about getting groceries? These are unnecessary problems. Some have those problems. But some of us, we start off a little further behind. But we're not going to use that as a crutch. That's why I'm saying keep a wealthy mentality and understand. I'm not going to go into it any further. I just want y'all to understand and know exactly how they program you. And like, subscribe, claim it, make comments, let me know.